All right, welcome back. How many times is it that you read online reviews before deciding whether to buy a product or not? But what if you learn that a high amount of these reviews may be fake? Now, in a major crackdown, Union government has unveiled a framework to curb fake reviews on e-commerce websites. Now, all platforms will have to declare whether they have a paid review or a non-sponsored review on their sites. Now, firms will also won't be able to publish reviews that have been purchased or written by others employed for this purpose. Now, the new framework will come into effect from November 25. New standards will be applicable to everyone who publishes reviews online. Now, the government cautioned that failure to comply will lead to unfair trade practice and action can be taken against the entities. All right, on the broadcast with me is Dr. Pralok Gupta, who's an author, and Arvind Prakash Sharma, who is head of operations at Yogi. Many thanks for joining us here on the broadcast. Let me begin with Dr. Pralok Gupta. Sir, tell us, Centre has set a standard for product reviews on e-commerce platforms. Help us understand the significance of this move.
Thank you, and good afternoon to you and all the viewers. This is certainly a very welcome move from the central government, and this could be understood from the severity of this problem. If you see globally, more than 150 billion trade is affected by fake online reviews, and the statistic shows that almost 90% of consumers who purchase online, they go through online reviews, and more than 50% think that the review is not correct, or there is some element of fakeness in those reviews. So from that perspective, it is very important, and it is important both for consumers as well as for the industry, because in the long term, if these reviews are not good, it is also affecting the growth and businesses of these companies. So that way, it's a very welcome move, both for industries and the consumers.
Right. On that, let me bring in Mr. Sharma on this. Talking about the growth of businesses, please help us understand how damaging fake reviews can be both for the businesses as well as the users.
So basically, the way I see it is that if I say from the brand perspective, especially when you are working with an SME, and when you see that the SME is growing, after some time, the competitor sometimes or some marketplaces might use a lot of fake reviews to push other products. So it will impact the pocket share of that particular brand, right? So this is the way it is impacting the business of a brand. And second thing, if you see in Indian market, there are almost 60 unicorn from e-commerce industry. And it is one of the famous industry in terms of unicorn. So we have to focus on that. So that make sure that the brand is getting the correct review. So the people who are creating good product, they are getting the benefit of their product, and it will stop all the fake reviews. And if I see from the customer angle, see currently in India there are almost 165 million users who are e-commerce buyers. This number is going to be somewhere around 350 million by the end of 2025. So these 200 million will be very effective from the reviews, because they are the first time purchaser. So if we see from the angle of, say, India's e-commerce culture, this fake review should be stopped, so that the new customer who are coming into the e-commerce journey, they are getting trust into the e-commerce infrastructure, and eventually they will become the repeat purchaser, because these 200 million is going to be the first purchaser in the next 2 years. So it's the right time at the right step.
Right. Let me get in Mr. Gupta on this. Mr. Gupta, help us understand how this is going to change the scenario in India, especially.
See, if we consider how these reviews are done in India, so as such, right now, there is no requirement. So there are a number of issues. The e-commerce platforms, they are not revealing how these reviews are conducted, who have provided these reviews. There is also not a kind of revelation that there is certain active effort on the part of e-commerce platforms to control fake reviews. Also no disclosure that these reviews are not incentivized. Many times we see that companies give, or the platforms give, offer that if you write review, and sometimes even good review, then in the next purchase there will be some kind of discount, or you will have a free service of a particular product. So these kind of malpractices are often there. So these regulations will prevent these kind of malpractices, and a consumer will know that whatever review is posted, that is actually genuine. Otherwise, what is happening that many times when we are going through these reviews, we will find that either there are extreme good reviews, or there are sometimes extreme bad reviews, and both could be with malified intention. So sometimes the mid reviews which you see that which is genuine, there are some concern, they are not there. And one more thing I would like to point out, that we need to think not only from consumer perspective, there are exaggerated reviews, they are highly rated good reviews, and that's why they could affect the consumers whether they are purchasing a genuine product. We also need to see this from company's perspective. There are many times and extremely bad reviews, and this problem so far not happening in India, but this is quite happening in other countries like in UK, Singapore, Europe, that Australia, that many consumers are putting extremely bad reviews to downgrade the businesses of concern. In fact, in UK, there are some kind of threats, some online reviewers that for the restaurants, that we will give you bad review, otherwise you give you certain kind of money. So it's a kind of extortion that they are doing. So that is also a problem, that it's not that we are dealing only the extremely good reviews or the paid good reviews, but there is also downside that even the bad reviews, they are also affecting the company's businesses. In Australia, somebody posted bad review for a physician, for a doctor, and his business dropped by 23%. In Singapore, for a retail store, somebody posted the picture of halal pork, and again the businesses went down significantly. So these are some examples where even the negative review could affect. This is not happening right now in India, but potentially it could happen in India also. So from that perspective, having those kind of requirements, that who will put the review, in what manner that review could be put, can be put, and also the disclaimer or the disclosure from the company, from it has collected the information, what it has collected, what steps it has taken to prevent fake reviews. Those will be very helpful both for companies as well as for consumers.
Right, Mr. Gupta, Mr. Sharma, many thanks for joining us here on Mirror Now and sharing your views.